You are live.
Thank you. All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the City of Annapolis Board of Appeals regular virtual meeting for January 3rd, 2023. This meeting is being broadcast on the City of Annapolis YouTube channel. My name is Bob Gallagher, Chair of the Board. This virtual format allows the public to observe the meeting through the video link and to submit written comments through the City of Annapolis website. With a recent change in board procedures, public commenters who wish to give their comments orally through the Zoom format may request the opportunity to do so on the written comment form. Oral comments will be strictly limited to the issues before the board and may be limited in time. Under the new procedures, it's contemplated that most hearings will be completed and decided in a single meeting. Links to the YouTube channel, the comment form, and the city's database for case information about the cases on the agenda tonight may be found on the agenda. The people that you see on the screen are the members of the board. When a case is called, the representatives of the parties to the case will also appear on the screen. Also participating in the meeting, we have our recording secretary, Tim Consoli. Our broadcast technician tonight is Madeline. We may have representatives from the city attorney's office or board counsel and staff from the Department of Planning and Zoning. Any written public comments received by noon today have been forwarded to the board and will be made part of the record. We ask everyone but the members of the board to mute their audio. If anyone else wishes to speak during the meeting, please raise your hand and I'll call on you to speak. Let's see. Let me remind everyone that communications with the board about any case must go through the comment form, except for parties. They may communicate with the board through our board liaison at the Department of Planning and Zoning, Jackie Rouse. No one should contact any member of the board directly about any case. So we'll begin the meeting with a roll call. So I ask Kim Consoli to call the roll, please.
Kim, you're on mute.
I'm sorry, Mr. Gallagher,
Yes.
Mr. Walsh,
Present.
Dr. Chen,
Present.
Mr. Zazali.
Here.
Mr. Chairman, we have 4 present.
Thank you. So we have a quorum. Have the members of the board had a chance to review the agenda? Are there any corrections or additions?
Move to accept the agenda as submitted.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Next, we got 2 items of new business. First is our annual election of a chair and vice chair. So we'll start with vice chair. May I have nominations for the vice chair, please?
I
Any
nominate
nominations?
Dr. Chen
And
if she wants it. Proviso.
do you have a campaign platform, Dr. Chen?
Will she be issuing a Sherman statement?
Seems to me Mr. Walsh would be more appropriate. He's got more experience than I do.
Yeah.
I don't mind holding the position. To be honest, I've been at it now for so long that I thought it'd be fun for somebody else to take over.
Fun.
Well, the backup spot. I don't want anybody, for the record, to have the spot but Bob until I retire. But the plan B, Bob's second can be any one of us. I'm sure we're all equally qualified.
Gee, what do? We need a volunteer.
Well, Christian, if you're willing to continue, and Nadine, if you'd like it, I could second either one of you happily and do so. That's not to say, which means, yeah, I'm taking myself out of contention.
Oh, that's
Nadine, did you
courageous.
have some conflict? Remind me that you had something?
Yeah, that's why I'm hesitating. I
Yeah.
have this
Yeah.
other volunteer responsibility
Yeah.
with the community college board of trustees.
All
So
right, I remember. All right,
I nominate Christian.
fine.
second,
Oh,
Is
for
there
crap.
a motion to elect Christian to vice chair?
I move that Christian Zazali be elected as vice chair of the Board of Appeals.
Is there a second?
second,
All in favor?
aye.
Aye. Well, congratulations, Christian.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Christian.
Vice Chair, would you like to take over and handle the nomination and election for the chair?
Oh, happily, election of the officers must continue. We have an open position for chairman of the Board of Appeals. Is there a motion or is there a nomination for the chairman?
I move that Robert Gallagher be nominated for chair of the Board of Appeals.
Discussion? None. Second?
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
aye.
The motion
Oh.
carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Look at that beaming smile.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
For the record, my nomination is void because you didn't allow for discussion.
Discussion
move
is
on.
overrated.
Move on.
So we also had the draft annual report, which some of you haven't seen, so we're going to put that over to our next meeting. That gets us to the minutes of December 6th, 2022. Have you all had a chance to look at those? Do we have any corrections or additions to the minutes? Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
I move to approve the minutes.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, terrific. Next, we have a variance application carried over from last meeting. This is variance 2022-009 by property owner Patricia Cousins for a variance from the side yard setback to add a bay window to the property at 60 Southgate Avenue. You'll recall this was a corner lot, and the side we're talking about faces the street, and it's a little bitty bump out, replacing an existing door and two windows with a bay window. Let's see, Kim, have there been any public comments on this one? Kim Burke?
This was not my project. This was Jackie's, but I don't think that anything has come in that I'm aware of.
And Madeline, any of the public in the waiting room, were they here to comment on 2022-009?
Yes, I've let Jay Schwartz, the architect, in.
We've already heard from him. All right, let's put him up.
Good evening.
Mr. Schwartz, what can we do for you? I think we've heard what we need to hear.
I'm just here in case you needed me, sir.
Oh, great, thank you. Okay, so no comments from the public. Any questions from the board?
No,
Are we ready to vote on this one?
I am.
Deliberate? Who would like to start?
Mr. Chairman, I think that this is a pretty cut and dry case. I think it qualifies eminently for a variance. I think the picture window and the configuration on that lot makes sense. It certainly seems to be the minimum amount asked for. And because the lot is somewhat unique, I think that it satisfies the requirements for variance, and I would be in favor of it.
Okay. Any other discussion? I agree with you, Mr. Walsh. Someone like to make a motion?
I
Stick
move
with
that variance 2022-009 or be approved with the committee report and any conditions attached to the committee report.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. That's unanimous then. Thank you, Mr. Schwartz. Yes.
Thank you very
Chris.
much. Happy holidays and New Year and all that stuff.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to request that I have to duck out for another meeting here. It started without me.
All right.
Can you guys continue with a quorum of 3 for this, for variance
Yep.
010?
Yeah.
I will
we're good.
read in, I've got the application in front of me, and I will
should
watch the
be-
video if necessary for next month's meeting.
It should be unnecessary. We should be deciding it tonight.
Okay, fabulous. Thank you. Bye.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Kristen.
Christian.
Goodbye.
All right,
Mr.
Madeline,
Vice Chair.
would you like to bring in the parties and any member of the public who has signed up in advance on the comment form for variance 2022-010?
Yep, the only names that I have are Mary Beth Kirkman and Jeff Tice, both of whom have been sent a prompt to enter as a panelist.
Okay,
I think that maybe Mr. Tice is with Ms. Kirkman in the same.
okay. That's fine. All right, so we're opening our hearing on variance 2022-010. Variance application by Mary Kirkman, property owner, for a 15-foot reduction to the 30-foot rear yard setback requirement in order to allow the construction of a proposed 14 by 14-foot sunroom on the rear of the existing house at 810 Janus Drive. And Kim, you're going to introduce the case for us?
Yes, and for clarification, I think I mistyped that. They're only asking for a 14-foot reduction.
14 feet, okay.
Yes, because the sunroom, the proposed sunroom is 14 by 14, and it is, the house sits right on the rear building restriction line.
Okay,
And as I said, the property owner, Ms. Kirkman, is proposing a 14 by 14 foot one level sunroom in the rear of her home. Her lot is at the intersection of Tyler and Janus, and it's a pie-shaped lot. So the house sits far back. It sits on the, as I said, rear building restriction line. So anything other than a deck would need a variance. It's unique to the neighborhood. There's a couple other houses at intersections such as Janus Drive and Bay Ridge, and the property on the other side of Janus Drive and Tyler that both also have the pie-shaped lots. And those houses are noticeably set back further, and they kind of angle towards the curve in the road. Whereas the houses that are just straight along the road are sitting forward of the rear restriction line.
and do we have compliance with the notice and posting requirements?
Yes,
Any public comments?
no, nothing.
Would the applicant care to be heard on the application?
Well, yes, absolutely.
All right, please keep in mind that we've read the application and all the attachments, and we've read the staff's analysis and recommendation. We put a lot of weight behind the recommendation. So if you would try to confine your comments to anything that you think we might not be aware of, or that you think is particularly important or might need further explanation. So go ahead. First of all, whoever's going to testify, do you swear or affirm, subject to the penalties for perjury, that the testimony you give tonight will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
All right, you may go ahead. Actually, it looks, with your T-shirt and your pullover, it looks like you're clergy.
I'm not, so don't worry about that. So I was dressed for warm weather, so I still have my pullover on for today. My name is Jeff Tice. I'm the contractor, Maryland Contracting and Design. So, and again, I'm not going to bore you with details. I'll give you the 30-second version here, but I think Kim summed it up very well in her report. Because of the unique shape of the lot, any addition we build on the back here, does require a variance. So this is the minimum required for us to build the addition. Mrs. Kirkman has, lived here for 12 years and wants to continue to live in Annapolis throughout her retirement. So we're doing several renovations here to make the home, friendly for her to live here throughout retirement. And having the sunroom on the main level of the house is one of the main features of that. So fortunately, because of the bushes on the street up on Tyler, this is very well hidden, so it doesn't interfere with any views or any of the public. So it's, again, pretty well, contained in the backyard, and it's going to match with the existing architecture of the house. And I'll let Mrs. Kirkman talk here for 1 second, just so she's talked to her neighbors. And I think everybody has said they've given her the thumbs up of approval, that they're excited for it.
Hello, my name is Mary Beth Kirkman. I've lived in Annapolis almost 44 years, so I want to continue to live in Annapolis. I love my home. I would love to have a rear porch. Again, as Jeff said, I retired a couple of years ago, and I would like to at some point probably, I'm just trying to think into the future for myself because I want to stay in my home and I want to be here for a long time because I love the city of Annapolis. That's where I've always lived since I've been here. And I've spoken to all my neighbors around me, and none of them have a problem with them, and they're excited for me to have the sunroom. So, thank you.
Okay.
Listen to me.
Let's see, questions from the board?
I just have one. Ms. Kirkman, I can't help you. You've been in Annapolis 44 years. But that sounds like a New England dialect to me.
It is very New England. My family is from Massachusetts.
Whereabouts?
Yeah. Southeastern Massachusetts, right on the Rhode Island border, not far from Providence, Rhode Island, on the way to Cape
Sure
Cod.
tell. You can sure tell. Well, I'm from Western Mass. My wife is from Brockton. So yeah.
Brockton, I'm
close
from
to you.
Swansea, Massachusetts, Fall River, Massachusetts.
Sure, Swansea,
You
yeah.
know that's where I'm from originally. But
I have no questions.
No more questions. Okay.
Dr. Chen?
No, but I am also from Western Massachusetts.
That's right. That's right.
Amherst.
That's
Amherst,
right.
cool.
The other A town.
Yes. Yeah.
No
All right.
questions, Chairman.
So we'll close the record in the case, and if my colleagues are ready, we'll do our deliberations. Who would like to start? Dr. Chen, would you like to do the honors on this one?
Sure, Mr. Chairman, I believe that this proposed sunroom and the variance required for it should be approved. I think it meets the standards necessary for approval, that it is the minimum variance required, and I especially do like the way it is essentially hidden from the road and discreet. So I support this application.
Mr. Walsh?
I agree with Dr. Chen. I believe it's the minimum amount of that use, minimum amount of permission for this variances as possible. So I'm in favor of it.
Yeah, I agree with you both. Would someone like to make a motion?
I move to approve variance 2022-010 based upon the staff report and evidence given this evening.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Well, very good. Congratulations, unanimous vote. Ms. Kirkman, I enjoy your screen porch.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. I appreciate
Thank you
it.
both.
Thank you.
We'll excuse you and try to bring this meeting to a close. Let's see. So assuming Jackie comes up with some work for us, our next meeting will be, I guess, February 7th. And we'll hope we'll do the annual report then, so we don't get our fingers smacked with a ruler for being late. Anything else on the agenda for Either of you guys?
No, no.
No, just want to thank you again for being willing to be chairman another
Thanks
year.
for staying on, Bob.
You
Well, you
are
guys make
the
it
best
easy.
chairman.
Yeah, you do a lot of work outside of here. We appreciate it.
You guys make it easy. It's great working with you. What I'm a little concerned about Robert Hector. I don't know where he is tonight. I thought he was coming tonight. I think we saw an email saying he'd be here, but
Mhm.
maybe I'll give him a call. All right. Well, who would like to make the last motion?
I move we adjourn.
Is there a
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Madeline. Thank you, Kim. Everyone, Happy New Year.